letting me get up. My lords, we were just brewing up to have a very satisfactory little argument about the Glass-Steagall Act. The important thing about it is how long it lasted. It was passed by the Senate in the 1930s, and it was ultimately repealed by President Carter, who had been persuaded by Wall Street. The great virtue it had was that it identified the difference more clearly than previous legislation and more clearly than most subsequent legislation, and put a different responsibility on the bankers who were retail bankers and the bankers who were what you could call casino bankers. And this protection worked. And if one went, as I did, to Wall Street in the 1950s, Wall Street had come to the conclusion that they were not going to have another slump, and that they were not going to have another slump primarily because of the Glass-Steagall Act, also because of the wartime agreement at Bretton Woods, which was masterminded by our very own Maynard Keynes. So that this is a consistent fruit which the set of ideas that were developed in response to the crisis of the early 1930s worked their way through the financial body and the intellectual body and gave us what we're now looking for, which was a restabilization of our own economy in its own times.